Hey YouTubers, I hope you're enjoying the content. Before we get to today's video, I want everyone to go hit that bell over by the subscriber button so you're notified every single time I upload. Enjoy the video. Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super speculation / theory video. We're going to be discussing today the Tournament of Power, Universe 7, and specifically who we believe is going to be the first person out of Universe 7, the person who's going to be taken down immediately as soon as possible. And I got a wild card to throw at everyone listening here. I think it's going to be Piccolo. And why? I know a lot of people here are sitting there going, no, Tenshinhan, Krillin, 18, even Roshi, all the other people that we just imagine are going to be completely useless in this upcoming tournament. I think it's going to be Piccolo. And I got a few reasons to discuss about that, and I want to hear everyone's thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, like always. But to help me discuss this right now, I have Kevin from the Golden Scouter, and if you guys haven't subbed to him, please make sure to go sub to this guy. Awesome content. But Kevin, how are you, man?
Pretty good. Honestly, pretty happy to be having this discussion, even though I don't think Piccolo's going to be the first one eliminated. But how are you doing, Real?
I guess there's no discussion to be had then. Flip the table, get over, and just leave.
Oh no, I definitely want to discuss about Piccolo's elimination. That's definitely why I'm here.
Okay, so look, I want to bring up one thing, and like I say almost every time I bring it up, we can't put a whole lot of stock into it, but I remember a lot of people saying this. You're the one who pointed this out after I pointed it out, and I think it's a good point. A lot of people put a lot of like, oh, they were telling us this whole time that Majin Buu wasn't going to be competing in the Tournament of Power because he was sleeping on the cloud at the end of the credit song. And I completely understand that. I think that's a really good point. And if you want to consider that somewhat of an Easter egg, then that's good on you. Like I always say, you can't put a whole lot of stock into that stuff, but going off that logic and with a huge grain of salt, if you go back and watch the Tournament of Power ending theme or ending like credits, you see that everyone there is fighting or getting ready to fight, charging up, or kind of standing in a bit of a fighting situation. Besides Piccolo. Piccolo is standing behind Gohan as Gohan shoots the Kamehameha Wave. We see 18 with her Ki Blast, 17 with his Energy Barrier, Tenshinhan with Kikoho, Krillin with Destructo Disc, even Demon Containment Wave with Roshi, Frieza's shooting his beams, Vegeta is powering up, and Goku's standing in rubble and everything, and we all know Goku ain't losing first, unless Goku loses first, and then that's a potentially interesting thing, but it's always possible. When it comes to Piccolo, though, the thing that struck me in episode 96 was he seemed to be on Gohan's side. Gohan was giving him, everybody, the breakdown of how they're going to fight, teamwork. If one fights you, fight two. If two fight you, two fight three. All this other stuff, and then no one really seemed to give him much of much of credit. It was like, oh no, we're gonna do what we want. Vegeta was fighting it. Goku was even kind of. We know Goku's gonna do his own thing. 17's not a team player. Frieza, although he said he would do it, he's not gonna do it. So the only one Gohan at this point can really trust, really look forward to fighting with is Piccolo, because of their whole connection, their relationship and everything like that. And if he loses him, it's going to be a brutal thing for Gohan. If he loses Piccolo, then Gohan's going to have to step up. And as we've talked about a lot on this channel, and you've heard a lot throughout the community, there's a lot in this arc that's been setting up for Gohan to win. He's going to basically have to lose everything at first. He's not going to have the person to step to or step with, his training partner, the guy who got him back his fighting sense, Piccolo. If he gets knocked out immediately, Gohan's not going to have anything to basically rest on, no one to follow his commands that respects him enough to follow him those commands in the middle of a fight like this. So I think it makes a lot of story sense for Piccolo to get completely eliminated first and let everything else happen that way. But I know I've been kind of ranting. Kevin, what are your thoughts, man?
So while I don't think that Piccolo's going to get eliminated first, I do think he might be one of the first ones eliminated. I think in order for there to be really effective storytelling in terms of Gohan and Piccolo's relationship, I do think that Piccolo getting eliminated would tell a really good story. And we've been seeing how the Frost and Frieza alliance has been set up. And we've also been seeing about how Piccolo has been kind of defending Frieza in a way by kind of telling Vegeta, like, hey, don't get so fired up. Like, this whole tournament, you're fighting this tournament to get your family back. And we kind of need Frieza. And so we've seen characters defend Frieza. Like, we've seen Goku defend Frieza, like, saying, oh, hey, like, I should have known that he was rotten to the core, like, the worst kind of scum in the universe. And then Piccolo is kind of, like, in that same boat. Like, I mean, he understands that Frieza is a necessary evil in order to win this tournament. And he's kind of on the same boat as Goku to where, like, even though Frieza is rotten to the core, they need him. But what I was going to say, bringing it back to Piccolo, was that I think that Frost and Frieza teaming up to take out Piccolo, and Piccolo kind of realizing that Frieza is just a big backstabber like we all know that he is, I think that that would not only be effective in kind of building up Frieza to say that he's never going to change ever, but also I think that this would kind of give a way to kind of take out Piccolo first. Because one thing is that nobody of the multiverse really knows of Gohan's connection to Piccolo besides Frieza. Because one thing is, we've seen, not we've seen, but Frieza has seen, yeah, us too, but that's beside the point. But we and Frieza have seen Gohan getting pissed off at Frieza for hurting Piccolo twice. One whenever he was in his third form firing those rapid-fire ki blasts, and twice whenever he shot him through the chest. And Frieza not only saw that, but Gohan kind of carry Piccolo on his back, and even going into the ROF arc, Frieza saw Gohan get all hurt up over Piccolo. So I think that Frieza conspiring together with Frost to kind of take out Piccolo, or just Universe 7 in a way, just because, of course, we've seen in that episode that they're going to form an alliance, at least from what we've seen. I think that that would actually be a really effective way of taking out Piccolo. Because one of the things is that Frieza probably gets the idea that Piccolo is Gohan's rock. And if they take that rock away, Gohan might get to that state of mind where he might not be able to lead effectively, and just bringing it more to where I think it'd be effective if he was one of the first ones eliminated. We see one or two of the Universe 7 fighters get eliminated due to Piccolo getting eliminated and Gohan no longer really being in that right mindset. And that could lead just in more ways for Gohan's character to build. But enough of my little story. On to what do you think?
No, I really like that opinion, honestly, because, look, Gohan is the team leader, and if Frieza wants to conspire with Frost in order to basically backstab them, like you were saying, then that might be the best way to do it. He's seen this time and time again, that Gohan and Piccolo have a special bond. Obviously, they respect each other, might not know all the intricacies, but he's seen Piccolo basically take a blast and kill himself in order to protect Gohan. There's something there, he should know about it. And if there's a way to take down an entire team, you take down his leader. If you take down the team leader, they can no longer coordinate with the team leader, despite everyone who's going to go off and do their own shit, like Goku or Vegeta or 17 even. Even if 17 isn't that person, if you want to take out the entire team, you take out the guy who's doing this stuff. And obviously Gohan, even though he has his quote-unquote fighting sense back to a degree, he still relies so much on Piccolo that if Piccolo gets knocked out at the beginning, Gohan's going to have to figure out what he's going to do without Piccolo, and there's going to be a reckoning to be had, and maybe even a classic Gohan rage moment at some point. And they can just imagine, Piccolo just being off in the void, just never being seen from again. He hears that speech that Piccolo gave to him again when he's raging out, and he just calms down and figures out his power again, with the idea that, don't be rageful, like, calm down, figure out your power, harness this without rage, and yada yada yada. we've heard it all before, but we just get to hear it again, emphasize it again, and show that this was something that they were leading up to from the beginning. And without Piccolo, or if Piccolo gets eliminated quickly or in a very dramatic way for Gohan to basically feel this stuff, then it actually comes back with a reckoning, and all of it seemed like it was a good idea, or at least well written. But, when you look at Piccolo, he could be taken out so many different ways. I think a lot of people would like, a Bergamo fight where maybe even, something, it doesn't have to be Frieza backstabbing. It could be Gohan not fighting the way he should, doesn't know anything or doesn't know how to utilize Bergamo's technique of basically taking energy and growing into a giant with a way to overcome it like Goku did. But wanting to be like his dad, takes on Bergamo, ends up giving him too much energy, makes him a giant, and Piccolo has to become a giant, and it's basically just this kaiju fight where both of them are eliminated at the same time, and he basically sacrifices himself for Gohan. That's a thing to basically have Gohan realize that his mistake, and he's still kind of not in the right place to actually be fighting. And then, of course, you also have someone like Jiren, who Piccolo could potentially sacrifice himself again in order to make sure that Gohan isn't eliminated and Universe 7 still has their team leader. I'm not really sure about that one. First of all, Jiren's going to be a lot more fun watching Goku hit Vegeta or other people fight. You don't necessarily need Gohan fighting Jiren at the very beginning if he's going to fight him at all. And obviously, it's just such a one-sided match that it wouldn't really matter if Piccolo stepped in. Plus, we've seen Piccolo do this time and time again for Gohan, so I don't necessarily think we need to see Piccolo basically sacrifice himself in order to have Gohan basically stand up and do what he needs to do, especially since, like you said, Frieza's done it multiple times. Piccolo's done this stuff multiple times. Maybe that's another shot in the arm that Gohan could use, but at the same time, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, and the thing is, with Piccolo being eliminated, like you were saying, the Trio de Dangers and Frost, out of all the multiverse, seem to be the only ones who have any kind of connection with Piccolo or Gohan. So I think that the Trio de Dangers or Frost is actually the right person to eliminate Piccolo, in my opinion. Even though we've seen Frieza characters take out Piccolo tons of times before, honestly, at this point, it's become a trope, so I would probably just expect that to happen. But the Trio de Dangers is also a really plausible one.
Mm-hmm. Plus, like, kaiju fight. Let's just everyone kaiju fight. Hashtag kaiju fight in the comment section below, because I'm pretty sure, for the most part, a lot of the fan base has been wanting some kind of kaiju fight for the longest time, and just having Piccolo once again, like, throw out the whole giant Namekian form would be pretty epic to see, especially on that huge tournament stage. And those guys fight together, basically eliminate each other, and Gohan, realizing that he still has a lot more to go through, would be really interesting when you put it all together. But at the same time, I can understand why Frost eliminating Piccolo with Frieza basically doing all he can to sabotage Universe 7 is a really, really good idea.
Same here, and to me, the reason why I think that Piccolo alone should be the one that they take out is because Frieza wants to be subtle. Like, I don't think that he wants Universe 7 to know that he's openly betraying them. I think that it would be more smart to take out just one member, and that one member being one that they can take out for a fact, because we've seen Gohan chop off Piccolo's arm with one swipe. And so by that default, taking out Piccolo would be more logical than just going for the team leader, because Frieza and Frost probably don't know if they can actually take out Gohan, especially since Gohan was displayed to be around Super Saiyan Blue Goku's level.
I don't think they know that, but I'm sure neither of those guys know that. But at that point, like, you can imagine that Frost knows that he can take out Piccolo.
Yeah, definitely, especially since he actually did it before.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he should have some kind of a gauge on Piccolo, so it would be easy for them to conspire with each other to be like, what about him? What happens if I take out him? And Frieza's like, well, you know what? That actually makes a whole lot of strategic sense. Why don't you do that? That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree, because to me it's like the domino effect. Like, you knock down one and they all theoretically fall. But in that case, I think, of course, the expected thing is that Gohan is going to come to a realization during that tournament after Piccolo gets eliminated, assuming that our theory is correct.
Yeah, assuming that. I mean, obviously, he doesn't need to be the first one out in order for Gohan to have that realization. It would just be a shock to the team, for the structure of the team, for him to be the immediate first one out when instead of being the second or third or fourth.
Yeah, I agree, because I just can imagine, like, a scene of, like, once Piccolo's eliminated and, like, people are like, Gohan! Gohan! What should we do now? And then Gohan's just like, I can't win. Mr. Piccolo's been eliminated. And then there's just like a huge dialogue in his head or something like that. Or even that one ending picture where like Gohan is doing a Kamehameha against someone and he's just like, I can't do it. And then like that image at the end of Boogie Back shows like kind of mirrors in a way, and like Piccolo does this motivational speaking thing, and Gohan just all of a sudden triumphs or something like that from that point forward.
Yeah, because the thing is, like I said, in '96, he talks with Piccolo and basically says, it's like basically you and me. Like no one else is going to listen. Like it's you and I. We have to work together, and we're going to have to make sure everyone stands behind us. And Gohan, when he's really pushed into a corner before he actually rages out or actually finds the strength within him, always feels like he's going to lose. And if he loses Piccolo too quickly in this arc, he might feel that way again. He might realize that he probably can't win and completely just start to give up. And like you said, yeah, like hearing Piccolo's words, whether it's Piccolo himself talking to him through something or just remembering all the stuff that we've seen Piccolo say to him throughout this entire series, or even Dragon Ball Z, they can go back into their archives. I mean, there's no shortage of inspirational text that you can't use from Piccolo talking to Gohan, but it would be worthwhile. It would be worthwhile for us to see, and I think a lot of people would be like #best dad ever.
Oh yeah, let's get that hashtag going for already, just to warm it up.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's something we can really look forward to see. So he doesn't have to be the first one out. He doesn't have to be the third or fourth or fifth one out, really. But I think if he does get out, and the quicker he does get out, the more impact you have on Gohan as a character, as the team leader, and the idea that potentially even half the team now won't even listen to anything he says, doesn't respect him enough, that's going to put a major strain on him. And considering the fact that we have so many people, myself included, who think that this whole arc is being set up for Gohan to win the whole damn thing, that's going to be an epic story detail that we could potentially get sometime in the next couple episodes.
Yes, I agree. I would love that a lot. I mean, I just don't think he's going to be the first one eliminated. Maybe the third or something like that, but that's just my opinion.
I'm just saying, like, we haven't seen... They basically gave Tenshinhan his own episode. They've given Roshi some time to train and showcase. They've given everyone besides Piccolo. Piccolo has just been training Gohan this whole time. It's just, he didn't really seem like he was preparing. It just seems like he's going to be the one who gets swept to the side the quickest. It's just me, though.
Yeah, I mean, that could be very well the case. I mean, we just don't really know how strong Piccolo is, because his strength kind of seems to be all over the place in a way.
Yeah, and I think that that's going to be really interesting to see. But guys, like we said at the beginning of the video, please make sure to go into the comment section below, and please make sure to share your opinions on this. Do you think that Piccolo is going to be eliminated first, second, third, fourth, fifth, or go all the way to the end of the tournament? Do you think this makes some story-wise sense that he get eliminated and basically impact Gohan's development throughout this arc? Who do you think is going to take him out? If he does take him out pretty quickly, and anything else. And don't forget to go subscribe to Golden Scouter. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Share in the comment section below, or share it out to all your friends. And we're going to catch y'all in the next video. Bye.